The test groups form is used to set up, edit, and view test groups and the individual tests that are assigned to that test group. The test group on the quality order determines the tests that will be assigned. These tests, when administered, determine whether an item will pass or fail the quality control. Going back to the example of the milk that we used earlier, I would create a test group called milk and include 3 tests in the sequence that they should be performed. Each test would be set with the tolerance levels that are allowed for the milk. If some milk items have 1 tolerance and others have a different tolerance, then 2 test groups would be required. Let's create a test group in AX and look at how to set this up. So I'm again here in Inventory Management, and I'm going to go down to the Quality Control folder and open up the Test Groups form. I'll create an example based on the apparel tests that we just created. I'll click the New icon and create a test group called Apparel. In the acceptable quality level, I'll enter that it needs to pass all of the tests, so 100%. The item sampling can be used to determine how many should be tested. We'll say that 1 piece must be tested. If the test that you are performing is a destructive test, you can mark the checkbox for the destructive test, and any of the items being tested will automatically be scrapped at the end of the quality order. On the lower half of the form, I must add each of the tests to be performed in the correct sequence. So I'll use the Add button and attach a sequence number. I like to use numbers in units of 10 so that if I need to add additional tests later on, I can fit them in between before or after the tests I've already created. So first, we'll add our temperature test. You can optionally add an effective and expiration date for each test that you add into your quality order test group. I'm going to leave mine blank, which will indicate that they are valid at all times. Next, I need to go to the Test tab to enter the values that will be valid for our particular test results. The standard is the standard temperature, so we'll say that 98 degrees is the standard. The minimum will be 92 degrees, and the maximum is 110 degrees. You can see that as I type these values in, AX automatically updates the minimum tolerance percentage and the maximum tolerance percentage. If you were to type over one of these values, it would automatically update the min or the max field. Next, we'll add the second test, and I will number it number 20. For this, we'll add our scratch and rub test because I want them to perform that second. So I select the rub and scratch test that we created, and then I go to the Test tab. Here you'll notice that the test measurement values are grayed out. This is because this particular test type uses an option, so I must select the variable that will be used for this test. We created one called rub scratch, and I can select what the default outcome is. I'll set it to the smooth one, which is the passing value. If a test instrument will be used with this test, you can also specify that here. We'll go back to the Overview tab and I'll add the third test. I'll use sequence number 30 and then choose the viscosity. When I go to the Test tab, I must enter the amounts. Keep in mind that these amounts are going to be integers, so I should not use decimals. We'll say that the standard viscosity is 2400 centistokes, and the minimum is 2300, and the maximum is 2500 centistokes. You'll notice that the min tolerance and max tolerances, again, are updated automatically. Now that we've created some test groups, in our next lesson, we'll take a look at how to create automatic quality orders.